What do you know good today? Today on You Can't Tell a Fat Man Nuthin, I had all of this. If your family's like my family, we have like 5,000 loaves of bread that is opened. And so it's old, it's not stale, it's not mold, it's not crusty, but we need to use it. So I went to this restaurant today. It's called Bayou Belle out of Dixon. Freaking amazing. I was already going to make this today, but they had a bread pudding. Made this fat man want this one even more. I'm gonna do a little bit of twist on mine because I'm gonna add, Cindy's grandmother was a great cook and she made this wonderful dessert called Royal Pumpkin Delight. I'm gonna use some of that recipe along with this bread pudding recipe that I have. So it's gonna be a pumpkin bread pudding. Follow along, let me show you how I do it. I got me a big bowl. I have tons of bread. I have hamburger breads. I have some white bread, some wheat bread. I'm just gonna tear it up into pieces. That's all you're basically gonna do for this. You can cut it up. You can do, smash or whatever, but I'm gonna keep mine whole. But it's just day-old bread or older bread that you wanna use. So let me get all this torn up. How much you use, I don't know. I have this big old 9x13 pan I'm gonna fill up. I'm gonna probably fill this bowl up full with it, and then I'm gonna make my custard. Let me get all this bread cut up and torn up and be right back. All right, now all of my bread is basically just torn apart. I'm gonna make my custard. Again, like I told you, I'm gonna use two different recipes. I'm gonna use my bread pudding recipe, then also my grandmother-in-law's Royal Pumpkin Delight dessert custard mix for her. She uses that with a cake mix, but I'm using mine and my bread pudding. I also want to say banana pudding, but it's gonna be bread pudding. Get your bowl, let's make the custard. Let me get my ingredients together. All right, so we're gonna need 4 eggs. Oh, not the shell shot, not the shell. Just 4 eggs. Crap. Good thing it's on my first one, not the other one. All right, so I'm gonna do 4 eggs. Let's get a little bit in there. Sure. The Bayou Belle out in Dixon was freaking amazing. The food was genuinely authentic Cajun food, really, really good. So if you're in Dixon, definitely check them out. They were amazing people, and also the food and the decor was great. 4 eggs, you need 1.5 cups of sugar. It's a lot of sugar. Curtis, do you really need all that sugar? And I say to you, as I always do, yes, 1.5 cups of sugar is what I need. I need 1 cup of butter for my custard, melted at that. And you need a 12-ounce can of pet milk or evaporated milk. I'm gonna use 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream, and I'm gonna do the rest of it in pet milk. You can do all pet milk, which is just this 1 can. I've already measured out my heavy whipping cream because I had some. The rest is going to be in pet milk. So 12 ounces of that into the bowl. And you need some cinnamon, which I have right here, and you need let me see, it says a teaspoon of cinnamon. I've lost my measuring, so we're just gonna wing it. About a teaspoon. I just did enough just to cover the top, but a teaspoon it calls for. And then my bread pudding recipe calls for a can of fruit cocktail. I'm gonna put that in there with the pumpkin, but 1 can, I'm gonna drain it, and then I'm gonna emulsify it, get it to fine or blend it really well to where it's in small pieces. So I'll be right back. All right, drained my fruit cocktail, got my immersion blender out. I'm just gonna immerse this in just a little bit, just to kind of break up those big pieces of grapes. I don't want them all too big pieces, but just enough to get it just in kind of this format. Looks like that. Looks like a little bit of soup, a little vegetable, fruit soup. Pour that in there. And then you need 1 can of pumpkin puree, just like this. Put that in there, like that. Put the whole can. Don't leave anything out. And then what we'll do is we'll take our blender, I think I've got everything in there. Take our blender and blend this up really well. But you know, that's the light, Curtis. You need your ring light, boo. So let's get this plugged in and mixed up. This is our custard we're gonna pour over that bread. That's gonna make it yummy, yummy. The pumpkin custard. You know, because everything's pumpkin season right now. It's all fall, y'all. So get this mixed up real good. Alright, it's mixed up real good like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your bread mixture. We still have pecans and some raisins. If you like those into your bread pudding, you can put that in there, but I put that in after I put my custard in here. So we're going to pour this mixture all over our bread mixture, or our bread that we have gotten into pieces. I was looking for my spatula. Sometimes I'm a little lost. Can you tell? But we want all this yummy custard mix into here so we can have our bread soaking in this juices. Mix it up real good. You want every bit of piece of that bread into this custard. Just like that. What we're going to do next is we're going to let this sit in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes or so, because I do want to get this all incorporated really nicely, all coated, every piece of bread, before we put it in our baking dish and bake it. So this is what it looks like. You hear my dogs, they're fighting over this. That's how good it is, damn it. But anyway, look at that. All right, we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about 20-30 minutes, let it chill. Be right back. All right, it's been sitting for a bit, probably for about more like 20 minutes right now. It's nice and chilled and it's nice and coated. I'm gonna add my raisins and pecans in here at this point in time. This is optional, you can add it or not add it. There's tons of recipes out there that you can get for bread pudding. But I think this pumpkin delight with the pecans is gonna be really, really good. And a little bit of raisins. So I just did about a handful. You can break up your pecans, keep them whole. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. My hands are clean, so don't worry, I washed them. For all you haters, you're not eating it anyway. So anyway, but it's gonna be so good. Just mix this in together. You put as much pecans in you want it, or pecans, whichever you say, and as much of the raisins you want. Get it nice incorporated, and then get you a 9x13 pan. I'm going to use this heavy duty Le Creuset. Do not spray with Pam. Use butter. Trust me, it makes a difference. It's going to be so much better on that bottom of that crust than Pam. And then just plate it in there. Just throw it all in there. I'm going to be honest with you. I have never made this combination of bread pudding, but I was hungry for Mrs. Faust's Royal Pumpkin dessert, and I was hungry for a bread pudding, which I had bread pudding today at the Bayou Bell. It was so good, but I was having this made anyway today. But I thought these two combinations would be really, really good together. And so that's what made me get the idea, because the base of the Royal Pumpkin dessert delight from Miss Faust was a custard. So I knew that this would work together. So, and if it doesn't, okay. But I'm gonna taste it for the first time today. It's gonna be good, I know it will. Because you can't tell this fat man, well, you can tell me something, Curtis, that's not gonna be good, but I know it's going to be. All right, so get all this in here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a stick of butter, slice it, and put it on the top and stick in the oven for 350 degrees for about an hour. About an hour, I think. Let me cut my butter, put it on top, and I'll show you. Be right back. All right, as you can see, I got all of my butter patted on there. I'm gonna take some pecans, and I'm going to just kind of drizzle on top of it. Let's get nice and toasted while it's in the oven. It's a little dark in here. My ring light must not be doing too well. But anyway, got this all done. Into the oven, 350 for about an hour. We'll check it and see how it looks. and how it smells. Hopefully good. That bread pudding smells so freaking good. Let's go check on it. Hold on right now. Hold on. Ooh, let me flip this camera somehow. Hold on. Oh, now there we go. Look at that. That smells so good. I'm gonna turn it though. It's still not done. Gonna let it sit a little bit longer. If this phone had smell-o-vision, you want to smell that. Oh my God, look at that. All right, put it back in the oven for about... It's done. It is done. The bread pumpkin pudding is done. Let's take it out of the oven. Oh my Lord, look at this. Oh, dang. I really want to say damn. I guess I will. Damn, this smells so good. And it looks freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get into this. I'm gonna let this cool down. We're gonna start our cream sauce, okay? So let's get to the cream. Like a rum sauce, but I don't have any rum. So it's a cup of milk, cup of sugar, and a cup of something else. Milk, sugar. My mind just went blank. Butter. How can I forget butter? Butter, milk, and sugar. Let's make it. So the recipe does call for a cup of sugar, a cup of butter, and a cup of milk. I'm only going to do a half of the recipe. So I'm doing a stick of butter, because 2 sticks of butter is 1 cup. I'll get myself confused right there. And then I'm going to do the rest of my evaporated milk. I'm going to go ahead and do a half a cup of that. Just use the rest of it. And then I'm also going to use a half a cup of sugar. A little extra, a little lasagna up in there. All right, we're going to stir this until it gets thick. Once it's to the thick consistency that you would like, you can add your rum to this if you want, or any kind of actual liqueur. You can use whatever you want in there, but it's mostly rum people use. But get this to a nice thick consistency. What we'll do is we'll pour and drizzle this on top of that bread pudding, and serve it warm if you can, because it's gonna be good. Be right back, but it's all nice and thick like my thighs. Remember I told y'all you want this to be kind of thick like my thighs? It's getting there. It's nice and it's getting that thick. It's not there yet, but we're almost there. I want you to coat the back of the spoon like that. We're almost there. It's ready. My sauce is thick. I got it off the fire. I got me a nice little plate. We made these plates, my kids and I, for Cindy one Mother's Day. Aren't they cute? We're gonna serve it up on that. Got my little spatula going into my little bread pudding. And I hope it comes out in a pretty piece. Let's see. And if it don't, that's okay. There we go, look at that. Nice and popping hot. Oh Lord. Nice crust on the bottom. It broke up a little bit, but it smells good and it's gonna be good, I bet. And if it don't, I'll tell you though. All right, we're gonna put a little powdered sugar on top. Sprinkle, dust it. Yes, more sugar, okay. Gotta, oh, Christ. Need a ladle. My ladle just fell into there. Get my thick sauce like that. Oh my word. And you can add rum to this if you wanted to. And then let's top it off. Why not? Because we can. Some whipped cream. Like that. Get you a fork already had ready. And let's try this. Pumpkin bread pudding. A mixture of 2 recipes going into one. Can't tell a fat man nut in the mouth. Man, that's really surprisingly, I'm not surprised because it is good. It is very good. That pumpkin, the bread pudding, the pecans are caramelized. The sauce is nice and thick with that whipped cream. Winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, pumpkin dinner. This is so good. Can't tell Fat Man nothing. Try this on your next one. Mixed recipes, try it out. You can catch me on the U of Tubes at Just for Kurt, or you can also find me on the Book of Faces, or you can find me here. Until next time, my friends. Love you. Bye. Gosh, so good. Remember when I told y'all it was the first time making that? It would not definitely be the last. You know, my advice to you is not eat this before you eat supper, because you're gonna want supper. You're gonna want more of this.